Hello guys and welcome back to my channel. Now today we'll be talking about a Stanley Cup Final between Florida Panthers and Vegas Golden Knights. Golden Knights are just 2 games away from winning their first ever Stanley Cup in the franchise history. And right now we are heading for Sunrise, Florida, where the next 2 games will be played, but Vegas with a relatively comfortable lead, 2-0. So let's see what happens next, guys. But in this video, let's go through some basic stats, basic observations from the first opening 2 games in T-Mobile Arena, and maybe with some predictions of what we might expect next in Sunrise, Florida. So obviously Vegas winning the first game 5-2. It has been a pretty good game from Vegas Golden Knights, although Florida Panthers, they have had more shots in both of these games, more shots for Florida than Vegas. 35 shots on goal for the Panthers, only 34 shots on goal for Vegas Golden Knights. The face-offs approximately equal, 53% for Vegas, 47% for Florida, but the difference that we should really look at is the power play. Obviously Vegas struggling on power play, or struggling on special teams all season on the penalty kill, but also on power play. Obviously the penalty kill in the playoffs was influenced by the fact that they played against Edmonton Oilers with one of the best power plays, probably arguably in the history of the NHL right now, with Connor McDavid, Leon Draisaitl, Ryan Nugent-Hopkins and other players. But the power play generally hasn't been a great weapon for the team of Bruce Cassidy. But so far in these playoffs, Vegas, in 2 games against Florida, they were able to score 4 power play goals. Even Bruce Cassidy said that when you are playing against the team that produces the most amount of penalty minutes in the regular season, or one of the most penalty minutes in the regular season, and also the team with the most penalty minutes in the playoffs, you expect to get some power play chances and you try to score on those power play opportunities. And so far that has been the case for Vegas Golden Knights. In the first game, Vegas scoring 2 goals out of 7 power plays. Florida didn't score a single power play goal out of 3 power play opportunities in the game number 1. Obviously some tricky calls by the referees. I really don't want to get into that in this video. You can speculate, guys, on that obviously, but I don't think it's really that good to go back and look at every single possible foul that could have been called or was called and probably wasn't foul. But certainly we have to mention that there were some, arguable calls made by the referee, as there always are. Penalty minutes, that has been an issue for the Panthers. 46 penalty minutes in the first game for Vegas, 18 penalty minutes. Hits, that's also important statistic that I want to look at. 36 hits for Florida Panthers, 29 hits for Vegas Golden Knights. Florida, really physical game. The Panthers always trying to check the players of Vegas Golden Knights, body checks, even some unnecessary penalty minutes, as you can see there, unnecessary cross checks, etc., etc. But Vegas, in the blocks category, they are really sacrificing themselves, blocking every single shot they possibly can. 16 blocks for Vegas in the opening game, and giveaways pretty equal in the first game. 14 for Golden Knights, 13 for the Panthers. So the first game 5-2 for Golden Knights. And also goaltending is very important that we have to look at. Sergei Bobrovsky really struggling a lot in this series. In the first game, he had 87.9% save percentage, which obviously isn't very good. On the other hand, Adin Hill was absolutely clutch, over 94% save percentage. Absolutely amazing by Adin Hill. Let's go to the second game, go very briefly through the stats. Obviously Vegas winning the second game even by a bigger margin, 7-2. In shots, again, Florida was able to outshoot Vegas Golden Knights, but it didn't have any impact on the final score. 31 shots for the Panthers, 28 shots for Vegas. Face-off percentage, again, pretty similar, 52% for Vegas, 49% for the Panthers. No big problem there. In terms of power plays, again, Florida struggling. 0 power play goals out of 4 power play opportunities. Vegas, on the other hand, scoring again 2 power play goals. So as I have said, the power play of the Golden Knights has been very effective so far this season, again, this series against the Florida Panthers. Already 4 power play goals for the Vegas Golden Knights in the opening 2 games. Penalty minutes, really, this last game was absolutely crazy in the power penalty minutes. 84 for the Panthers, 64 for Vegas Golden Knights. And obviously, it was very epic when you looked at the bench of Florida Panthers at the very end of that last game. Paul Maurice had only 5 or 6 players on the bench because all of the others have received a 10-minute misconduct and they had to leave the bench. Hits, again, Florida by far outmatching Vegas Golden Knights, but it did not have an impact on the final score. 44 hits for the Panthers, 24 hits for the Golden Knights. These numbers obviously also reflect the frustration of the Florida Panthers at the very end of that last game. And blocks, again, Vegas blocking everything they possibly humanly can, and they are jumping into every single shot. They are really helping Adin Hill a lot. 20 blocks by the Vegas Golden Knights in that last game. Giveaways 12-6 in favor of the Vegas Golden Knights in the last game. Obviously the goals, the most important part, 7 goals to 2. Vegas Golden Knights completely dominating the Florida Panthers in the goal category. Over the 2 games, it's 12-4 in favor of the Golden Knights. And again, the goaltending has been an issue for the Panthers, even in the last game. In the second game of the Stanley Cup Final, Sergei Bobrovsky even had to leave the net. He had a save percentage below 70%, really struggling, Sergei Bobrovsky, but it wasn't really all of his fault. Florida was outplayed there, and Vegas had some great chances, so it wasn't completely a fault of Sergei Bobrovsky, but you would expect him to make some of those saves and to stop some of those goals, as Adin Hill has made some on the other part of the ice, some amazing saves throughout the last 2 games. Then Alex Lyon came to the net, but he didn't came to the rescue because he also conceded 2 more goals and he had a save percentage of 80%, which is not that great altogether. Or actually, he conceded 3 more goals to be precise. On the other hand, again, Adin Hill was horrific in the second game as well. 93.5% save percentage for Adin Hill. Right now, let's look at the leaders for both offensive leaders for Florida Panthers and also for Vegas Golden Knights. Florida struggling a lot. Matthew Tkachuk in the opening 2 games with only 1 goal and 36 penalty minutes. That has been an issue. Clearly frustrated. Matthew Tkachuk picking up 36 penalty minutes in the opening 2 games of the Stanley Cup Final. Alexander Barkov, 0 points. Sam Reinhart, 0 points in the opening 2 games. Sam Bennett, only 1 assist. Anthony Duclair, 1 goal, 1 assist, and Carter Verhaeghe, 0 points in the opening 2 games. On the other hand, Vegas Golden Knights, Jonathan Marchessault, the former Florida Panther, he has been enjoying his time in the Stanley Cup Final against his former team, and he's really trying to prove Panthers wrong by not protecting him during the expansion draft. 3 goals, 1 assist for Jonathan Marchessault in the last 2 games of the Stanley Cup Final. He has been really clutch for the Vegas Golden Knights, probably their best player offensively, but Jack Eichel really playing well as well. 4 assists for Jack Eichel so far in the Stanley Cup Finals. He has been great, he has been magnificent, and he has also returned to the last game after that very hard but clean hit from Matthew Tkachuk. So Jack Eichel, definitely a player to keep an eye on. 4 assists for Jack Eichel in the opening 2 games of the Stanley Cup Final. Mark Stone, the captain, has been very good as well, very effective, a lot of takeaways, 1 goal, 1 assist for Mark Stone, and William Karlsson, 1 assist for William Karlsson over the last 2 games. So these are the stats of the leaders, offensive leaders on the side of Vegas Golden Knights and the Florida Panthers. Clearly, the Panthers are struggling. Paul Maurice needs to do something before these next 2 games in Sunrise, Florida. He needs to get his guys motivated. I think they will be motivated. They will be playing before their home crowd, so they should definitely get better. It should be a lot tighter than in the opening 2 games in T-Mobile Arena. But yeah, something needs to change for the Panthers. They are making a lot of hits, they are shooting a lot of pucks, but the difference has been the goaltending so far for me personally, and also Vegas Golden Knights getting a lot more, I would say, more dangerous chances on their part. Florida with a lot of shots, but a lot of shots were just easy saves for Adin Hill, but also Adin Hill has been absolutely clutch in those 2 games. We have to mention that save percentages 93.5 and 94.3. On the other hand, Sergei Bobrovsky struggling a lot, 87.9% save percentage in the first game and below 70% save percentage for Sergei Bobrovsky in the game number 2. So guys, Vegas Golden Knights, they have been absolutely dominant in the first 2 games. They are leading 2 games to 0, and they are going into Sunrise, Florida in a pretty good atmosphere, in a pretty good attitude. Let's see what happens in Florida. Will it be a sweep? I don't think so, guys. I think the Panthers will win at least 1 game on their home ice, but it should be interesting to see what happens next. What do you think, guys? Tell me in the chat. What happens next? What needs to change for the Panthers? They also need to start scoring goals on the power play. That has been an issue. I do believe they have had 7 power plays opportunities in the first 2 games. They didn't score a single power play goal. On the other hand, Vegas Golden Knights scoring 4 power play goals in the first 2 Stanley Cup Final games. That has been an issue for the team of Paul Maurice as well. Something needs to change, and something needs to change quickly if the Panthers want to turn around this series. Again, guys, thank you very much for watching. Tell me in the chat, what do you think needs to change for the Panthers? And I will be seeing you again in the future videos very soon. Thank you, guys, and have a good one. And watch Stanley Cup Finals on TNT or on Sportsnet if you are in Canada. Thank you, guys, and have a good one. Bye.